It has been a minute. It has been a lengthy length of time since we sat down and shared a live stream together. And I woke up this morning and I said I want to rectify that. I kind of want to rectify this sun. This sun is looking very swathy. Anyway, I am Timothy J. Ward, your humble live stream host here on YouTube on the Timothy Ward channel. Hope everyone's having a wonderful morning. Wonderful Thursday morning, I believe it is. We're here and we're going to talk about a topic I've been talking about for a while. Something I've been talking about for a while, and it seems like it's finally about to take place. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk a little bit. How you doing, Kayla? How you doing, Bradley? We want to talk a little bit about student loan forgiveness. Sabrina checking in. I've been saying it was coming, folks. I've been saying it was coming. Shout out to a good friend of the channel, Key himself, for sending me a message this morning and reminding me about this topic. And I've been saying for years, and I always told people, I said, keep in mind, I'm just a weird guy sitting in his car on the internet. But I was telling people, stop paying your student loans. They gonna pay them off. I was telling people, stop paying all your student loans. They're going to pay them off. You know what I mean? Now, don't take financial advice from weirdos on the internet. Okay? And so far, and we're going to break this down. Like I haven't went into all the particulars. For what I've been seeing, it's 20K, 10K, unless you're like married, then 20K or something like that. I don't know, with family, 20K. So, on this go round, they're not totally like getting rid of all of it. However, I'll say this. I personally don't think, when all this goes through and everybody gets their 10K, their 20Ks, I personally don't think this has to be like the end of it. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say in the beginning. I think we could see once they open the floodgates. I think it can keep going, I think it can keep going. Okay. I think it can keep going. That's all I'm gonna say. Once again, don't take advice from me. I told y'all it was coming. And now that it looks like it's here, I don't think this is the end. Because you got a lot of people who are going to be up in arms because they're going to be like, well, that didn't help me out. You got to already paid off my student loans. Why don't I get something back? People going to want to rebate for the money they already paid off. Like, there's going to be a lot surrounding this. And we've already seen that they're very comfortable giving out free money these days. We're not going to argue about whether it's right or wrong. We're not going to argue about whether, the free money's right or wrong right now. But they're very comfortable giving out free money. I think this is just the beginning of the student loan forgiveness, the student debt forgiveness snowball we're going to see. That's all I'm saying. And the reason I say that is because I know why they're doing it. It's because ain't nobody paying their student loans anyway. This is what I was saying in the beginning. The reason I knew they were going to have to start doing this is because nobody's paying their student loans off anyway. Well, the majority of the people aren't. And there's so much student loan debt out there that if people just don't pay it off, you could crash the system. If the amount of people who aren't paying their student loans continue to not pay their student loans, you could crash the system. That's too much debt out there. So they have to start managing the non-repayment. They already know people ain't gonna pay it back. We're about to be in a recession, supposedly. You really think people ain't paying their student loans off now? You really think when we hit a recession, if we do, and it gets really bad, that people are going to suddenly be like, you know what? I know I can't eat. And I know my kids ain't got Pampers and they just repoed the car, but I better get these student loans paid off that I haven't paid off in the last 10 years anyway. No! If we all eat ramen noodles, we not paying the loans back. So they got to get out ahead of that and start managing the non-repayment. That's why they're doing the student loan forgiveness. Don't think they care, okay? Y'all out here thinking they care about y'all. They don't care. If they cared about your student loans, they wouldn't allow this predatory lending in the first place. They're going to allow you as an 18-year-old, 19, 20-year-old to get $30,000, $40,000 in debt. And then they turn around and say, yeah, but since we care so much, we'll pay some of it. No, they don't care. They're doing it because they have to. And that's why I know it's not, this ain't gonna be the end of it. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't think it's gonna be the end of it. I'm steady gonna stay. I'm steady gonna keep saying, stop paying student loan. If you got a student loan through the government, now if it's a private bank, it's a little different. Which one day even that might the government might step in on. But like if you got a loan through the government, man, I don't know why you pay. Most people got, deferments anyway. The payments are frozen anyway. You really think people are gonna, like, when the frozen payments go away, people are gonna start paying again? No, actually that might be it. They may just never unfreeze the payments. You just keep the payments frozen, and then you just keep like giving people money to pay them off. I'm telling y'all, they gotta do something, because other debt people have, people will pay it off. Mortgage, well, you need a place to stay. Car note, you need a car to drive. Pretty much everything else, medical bills is one that, like, that's another one that kind of falls by the wayside, which is why it falls off your credit after 7 years. You'll notice a lot of the debt that people aren't really keen to pay, because they're like, I already got the service, I don't need to pay my debt. A lot of times that seems to get, they got plans in motion for that to not bother you. I'm telling you, this is, I called, I'm telling you, I'm just in a good mood, because like, I think this is definitely needed. I think the whole system is scummy. The whole system is scammy. So I think this is needed. And I like, being right from time to time. But once again, I just read stuff. I listen to stuff. I look at history. I have a very limited but some understanding of like how our financial system works. No, Tim did not go to college. No. I have a limited understanding of like how our economic system works. So that's why, instead of looking like, and I don't believe this, like when you're a skeptic or you have a skeptical mind, you just never go into stuff like believing it. That's why I didn't go to college, because I was like, I don't want to go. And I don't believe all this other stuff you're telling me about I have to go. If you went to college, cool, respect. I didn't want to go. And every time my guidance, and shout out to my parents, they never forced me to go. They're like, you want to go, go. If you don't. We really don't care. You're just going to be out this house soon. As soon as you leave this house, you out. Get a job. They weren't worried about college. They was worried about job. When you getting job, getting out of my house. So I don't want to go. So my guidance counselors and everybody else older than me was trying to like fear monger me into going to college. Like, I you know what I mean? Like, I'm my own man. Like, even at like 18, 19, like, I just don't believe what you're telling me unless I see it for myself. And even back then I could do the math, and I'm like, I think I can figure out a way to like pay my bills without going to college. B, I'm not trying to get no debt. Like at 18, 19, like I didn't even, like, bro, like they gave me credit cards and I maxed them out and never got another one. I had a credit card since 18. Right. It just wasn't a game I was wanting to play. And you're not going to scare me into it. That's what I don't like. They like scare young people. You're going to be very unsuccessful if you don't go to college. Like, bro, like I'm grown. Back then I wasn't grown. But I'm like, I think I'm smart enough to figure it out. Or if not, well, I'll just be poor. If not going to college means I'm going to be poor my whole life, I'll just be poor my whole life. I ain't trying to go. I just wish more of us viewed life that way. Like, this is what I want to do, and I will pay the consequences. Not, this is what I want to do, but I'm scared, so I'm going to do this over here. Especially when this over here put you in friggin' $50,000 debt. Come on. That's all I'm saying. I'm not down in college at all. I got family members who work in colleges. You know what I mean? So I'm not downing it at all. I just like think for yourselves, folks. But the good news is y'all getting some of that money back. Some of y'all getting some of that money back. We here. Do what you want to do in life. But just know, if you went the college route, you probably finna start getting some of that money back. And honestly, a lot of people are like, I didn't go to college. I shouldn't have to pay back people's loans. I don't care. We got to get over this being worked up about, you know how much of our taxes goes to stuff we really don't care about or really don't believe in? 99% of it half the time, I'm sure. Once you just accept you got to pay taxes and they going to put the taxes towards all kinds of stuff, you really get over it. I don't care. Yeah, some of this was, they say $300 million this go around is going to come out of my tax money. So what? Like, we got to get over this. Every time the government sends out money or does something, we're like, I don't want to have to pay for that. You have to pay for stuff you want anyway. I don't want to pay for public schools. I want my tax money to go to like all the kids getting private school vouchers. They're not going to do that. So they're going to do what they want with that tax money. So y'all get over that. They have to do something. They have to do something, or this non-repayment is going to be just something else that's starting to crash the economy. You want the recession to come quicker? You know, I'm always saying, people always, oh, the government's dumb. Trust me, they got the foremost economists up there watching this whole economy thing. They trying to pull out I don't think we're totally pull out all the stops, but they're definitely looking at the stops that they didn't look at before. I don't think we're at, every play in the playbook gets played no matter what. I don't think we're at DEFCON 7 right now. But I think we're definitely, we're DEFCONing it up. We're definitely DEFCON. We're definitely getting into a little DEFCON right now. And so this is some of the moves. Mr. Deba, I think a business degree is worth it if it's worth it to you. I mean, that's the thing about college. It is not a blanket one size fits all. It is what you're going to do with the degree. A lot of it, no one wants to talk about this. A lot of it depends on the person. Two people might have the same aspirations and go for the same degree. One person just might not be that smart. Might be a great person, hot, cute, but not that bright. Maybe college and that degree ain't for that person and it is for the other person. You know what I mean? We don't never talk about that. I've noticed that. We never talk about that. It's like, is college right? Blah, blah, blah. Are you smart enough for college? Is you going to graduate? Are you going to stick with it? No one's going to talk about that. People's like, oh, go to college. Yeah, but I'm not that bright. Oh, yeah, we can start you off in these remedial classes and then work your way up to the regular college classes. Is that going to cost me more money? Sure. Price you pay for not being bright. I'm just saying, bro. Like, there's a lot of people who are not book smart, but are very like real world intelligent and can go and get a trade and be amazing at it. But you put them in these mandatory electives in college, and they just tread water. They don't know what's going on. Vice versa, there's some people very book smart. You give them a hammer, they don't know what to do with it. So yeah, I don't think we could one size fits all college. That's what I'm always saying. My message is figure out for yourself. Take the time to figure out before you jump into anything. That's my message in life. Always. Take the time to figure out. And I don't take the time and daydream. Don't take the time and daydream and be like, oh, if I go to school for this, then I could be making $200,000 when no, don't take the time and daydream. Take the time and like ask yourself, Do I think this will be right for me? Don't take the time and daydream. Oh, if I go to college, well, actually, I'm not even gonna hold you. If you like, yeah, I know I'm gonna suck at college and I may not finish, but it's worth it to me to get $35,000 in debt to go and just push up on shorties all day. Do you, bruh, sis? I'm just going to party. I'm really just going to college to party, and I'll pay. Do you? Do you? Whatever works for you, champ. It ain't got to be the degree. It could be the PYTs. Pretty young things. Do you? That's all I'm saying. Just do you. There's no rules in this life. Look at the debt. Look at what you're going to get out of it. Ask, is it right for you? I'm just saying they finna start paying some of this money back, so keep that in mind. If you already got debts, go online, apply for whatever you got to apply for. I think you can finagle it to where you ain't got to owe nothing ever again. And I definitely think they're one of the things they'll get to is like no fault non-repayment. So like you can just keep not paying and nothing will happen. Right? I think that'll be one of the things too. It'll just be like, you know, it won't be frozen, but if you don't pay, you won't incur any fees. That'll be the next one. For the people who still got government student loan debt, we're unfreezing the payment, but if you don't pay, there's no fees. So if you owe, 12 grand now, 10 years from now, you'll still owe 12 grand or something like that. They're going to do stuff like that. I'm thinking we're getting into the years to where you ain't got to worry about your student loans. Like they don't, no. Bobby, I agree. You're conditioned to do so many things in life. College is only one of them. Let's be real. I'm definitely in the next few days going to do a video or a live stream. 99% of your life you've been lied to. 90%, maybe not 99. 90% of the stuff you're taught as a kid is a lie. Or they're lying by omission, or there's some untruths in there. Very little truth is dispensed to us in this society as we're growing up. Very little. Which is a shame because like truth is so easy, so simple. But we've built up this. Hey, Black Trunks, thank you. Super Chat Squad in the building. Appreciate the love, man. It really helps to keep the motivation to do these streams. I appreciate that love. Thank you. Very little truth dispensed. We spent all this time and effort. Super Chat Squad. We spent all this time and effort trying to like come up with lies. 90% of what you told grown-ups a lie, man. Or unimportant. Facts, Lee. That's another one. Oh, you got to be married. You got to have kids. You got to go to college. You'll notice all the stuff they condition you to do costs money. They ain't never tried to condition you to do anything free. No one ever said, hey, you need to grow up and learn how to coupon. Like, no one does that. No one ever was like, hey, you need to grow up and learn how to camp out on Bureau of Land Management, BLM land. No one does that. They ain't never taught you the free or economical stuff. Bradley, hey, thank you. Super Chat Squad, Super Chat Train. I appreciate that love. Choo. Thank you, Bradley. Super Chat Squad, appreciate that love. You'll notice all the stuff they condition you to do and all the stuff they lie about costs money. It puts you in the system. Get you in the rat race. Live life the way you want to. Yet facts. You got to be smarter than the BS. It's hard to do when you're 12. You know what I mean? When you're 12 and everybody's like, you got to do this, you believe it. Now, that's why I'm glad, like the kids these days, say what you want about social media. I'm kind of glad the kids these days have more access to truth. We like to think all the kids are doing is just like sitting on TikTok, watching the latest trend or dance or whatever. Some of these kids is out here like learning. That's why the generation coming up, you're not going to be able to pull the wool over their eyes like you did my generation. Because they looking at, they got the internet. They on the internet 24/7. They on the internet 24/7. And they just like, this stuff you telling me, Mom, this ain't You know, this ain't what my favorite YouTubers are telling me. This ain't what my favorite TikTokers are telling me. And they showing me receipts, Mom. I see what you got going on. I don't know what Dad got going on. These people telling me receipts. I'm seeing people living lives I want to live. And they not saying I have to do all this. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm as much as people demonize the internet, I think it is definitely helping our young people out. And they're going to make better decisions overall in life. Some of them than like my generation made, I think, because of that. Yeah, Kiara, we're definitely going to pay for the loan forgiveness and taxes. Yes. But I mean, just add it to the list. We're already paying a bunch of stuff we don't want to pay for in taxes. Hey, Brandon, thank you. Super Chat Squad, Super Chat Train, choo, thank you. Crypto Johnny, I agree. You can hop online and learn so many things now that, and honestly, I know that there's still a lot of companies that want to see the degree, things like that. One of the beauties of the Great Resignation and, you know, quiet quitting is employers are starting to get a little more lax about some of this stuff. If you show up and you know how to do the job, they good. You show up and you know how to do the job, they good. If nobody's applying and you show up and you're like, hey, I don't have a college degree, but let me come through, you know what I mean, for a week and show you what I can do, you're going to get the job. Like, ain't nobody else applying. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm all about if there's something you're into, get on the internet, learn it, you know. Try to find another way to do it if you don't want to go to college. If you do want to go, go. But if not, you know, find another way. You have to live life the way you want to live it. You know what I mean? I think one of the saddest things in life is when you have the opportunity, especially a lot of us in Western societies in America, places like that, we have the opportunity. There's a lot of places, people in parts of the world who very sadly, you know, and it breaks my heart, but like they don't have the opportunity. It's like, this is how you're going to live. Only option. This is what everybody here does. Only option, folks. Those of us who have the option and don't take advantage of it, that bothers me. You know what I mean? That bothers me. And when we have the option, we don't take advantage of it because we were lied to. You know what I mean? That bothers me. Isaiah, I see you. Love you, bro. Good morning, Tim. Just checking in before work. Hey. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. It's good to see you, man. Have a wonderful day at work. Love you, man. Thank you. Try trend. You see this is, you stumbled across it. Let me read this comment. It says, so wait, the government is forgiving loans that is owed to the government, just like that. So is money even real? You stumbled across it right there. All they're really doing is moving money around. All they're really doing is moving money around. What they're really doing here, okay? What they're really doing here is they're taking the debt from individuals, the people who went to college and ain't paying their loans back. They're taking the money from them and they're putting that debt on the American public as a whole, taxpayers as a whole. They're just moving the money. They're just moving the debt. I'll tell you why. That type of debt not being paid back by individuals on those books can crash the economy, right? That's a lot of money that supposedly is going to be repaid that's not being repaid. But if we move that money over here, it not get like the U.S. debt is already trillions of dollars, right? A few more 100 million won't matter over here. Over here it will, right? Over here on these books, apparently it matters. Over here it won't. Not to mention, if we take that debt off the backs of the individuals over here, they'll spend more money and get more debt over here. So they're basically just moving the money from here to there. It's not real anyway. It's not real anyway, right? They're just moving the money around. because the debt over here is damaging. People stop buying stuff. People stop getting in more debt. We need them buying, consuming, getting in more debt. So we'll put it over here because we're already trillions of dollars in debt over here. It don't matter. We never are going to pay that back anyway. That's why I say when people are like, oh, that's my tax money. Bruh, we're trillions of dollars in debt. It don't matter about tax money. Where your tax money goes. You will, when I die, we will still be trillions of dollars in debt. It's a game. It is a game. I can't, bro. Like, do you see that? We are trillions of dollars in debt, but you want me to be concerned about where my tax money goes? If they took all of our checks for the next 10 years, it couldn't pay the debt off. You know what I mean? It's all, yeah. I'll tell you, once you see through like the game, I'll tell you, once you see this game for what it is, it's hilarious, bro. You can't get worked up. You can get worked up like, you know, when you see like people like suffering because of the game. That's when I get worked up sometimes. And I'm like, you know, if we could rein in these greedy companies and corporations and corrupt politicians and all this stuff, you know, but like in general, I just like, it's a game, bro. Like I can't get worked up, man. They're just moving money around. That's what they do. That's why I said there's going to be more student loan forgiveness. People are going to be in an uproar. Only 10 grand. Why did mine get forgiven? Just so because I went through a private bank, it's not going to be forgiven. It can't be forgiven. Blah, 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 blah. They got all this stuff they're going to have to touch on. All this stuff they got to touch on. This is not going to be a one and done. This is not going to be a one night stand, folks. This is a friend with benefits. This is FWB right here. They're going to be working on this student loan forgiveness until, like, just my opinion. I could be wrong. Someone asked about IQ. Brandon, I don't even go in for like IQ. I think that's just something that people came up with. I could come up with a test tomorrow and call it TimQ. Take the TimQ test, and if they don't, no, I don't. You know what I mean? I don't go in for all these labels and tests and the stuff they come up with. You know, get out there and like, I don't think anything other than you 90% of the time determines earning potential. There's some very, very low IQ people make millions of dollars a year. There's some very high IQ people under the bridge. You know what I mean? So like, time and unforeseen occurrences has a lot to do with it. Like, I mean, if you want to earn money, figure out a way to earn money. That's all. You know what I mean? I think because I think a lot of times all things like that do is make us like feel bad about ourselves. If you have a low IQ, you're like, oh man, I'm never going to be anything. This random test on the internet told me I'm dumb. And then if you have a high IQ, then you think you should be earning higher. You think you should be doing more. Oh man, I'm such a loser. I have a 130 IQ. I don't know. I have a 130 IQ and I'm, you know, only an assistant manager at Walmart. What's wrong with me? I think all that stuff just makes you like doubt yourself or be down on yourself. I don't go in for all that. Yeah, Bobby, they've been saying forever. It's not what you know, it's who you know. They was probably saying that back in ancient Samaria. They didn't say it in English, but they said it. You know, it's not since the beginning of time. Abdu and Dub was saying it in the cave, back in caveman days. It wasn't what you know is who you know. You don't have to know how to take down a woolly mammoth, but if you know Dub and he does, you know Thar and he knows how to take down one, you gonna eat good. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So some people do go to college just for the networking. I'm going to go to this decent college. I'm going to get this the crappiest degree I can get, but I'm a network all through these halls and dorm rooms. You know what I mean? You know, and for them, it works. Other people go to college and sit in their room. Yeah, Drew, Quiet Quitting's going mainstream. Once again, your boy was out ahead of the curve. I'm doing good recently, man. I think it's because I have more time. Since I'm not working, I just sit around and like watch stuff. I told y'all it was coming, man. I told y'all it was coming. Have not seen really a huge uptick on my video views, which is what I was going for. I told y'all it was coming. Quiet quitting is going mainstream, man. There was a post, my friend Abby, shout out to Abby, that's my sister, man, love you. She sent me Ariana Huffington on LinkedIn, did a whole article about it. And oh boy, the corporate types do not like quiet quitting. Sidebar. The corporate types do not like quiet quitting. Oh, they are trying to do everything in their power to demonize the quiet quit, but you can't stop it. What can you do? They got articles like 30 ways to combat quiet quitting. It's simple. You only need one way. Give your employees what they want. You can't like fake people into not quiet quitting. You can do two things. You can give them what they want or you can fire them. That's it. You can't fix quiet quitting like with these little corporate-y, we're all a team, pizza on Thursday ass methods. No. People want freedom. They want pay raises. They want heated toilets. Why not? I was at an airport one time and they had like heated toilet seats. Bro, I almost missed my flight. They had like heated, I think it was Korea. They had like heated toilet seats and all these other buttons. It looked like a pilot's chair. And all these other buttons and stuff you could do on the toilet, bidet, all this crazy stuff. I almost missed my flight. I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy myself. I was gonna sit here and enjoy myself. How did we get on the Korean water toilets? Oh, quiet quitting. You got to give employees what they want, or they're just gonna either leave, or come to work and do this all day. They'll work for an hour and then they're gonna do this. They're gonna be watching Timothy Ward videos. Shout out to him. Kenny, you don't owe $250,000 in student loans. I think Kenny might be pulling y'all's leg. Yeah, Brandon. You know, it's the infamous Braves fitted. You know. It's the infamous Braves fitted. You know, I don't have a haircut today. I think I'm gonna get rid of the mustache while I'm looking at myself. I think the mustache is gonna go. We might even take some of the beard off. Yeah, J Baby 07 Thug Life. We in the building, man. Some days I revert back to I have flashbacks to my 19, 20-year-old days in the A. You know, we was outside. You know, very rarely, but we was outside on occasion. You know, we had a couple run-ins with the ops. We was young. Leslie, glad you can make the stream. Jab Tut, man, that quiet quitting. Glad you liked the video, yeah, man. Yeah, Kenny. So see, y'all think I don't be paying attention to like people in the comments. I know some of y'all, you know. So I know Kenny had $250,000 debt. Y'all jumped on that one. Y'all jumped on that one. You need, and shout out to y'all for giving Kenny advice. He was trolling y'all. Yeah, over in Asia, they got the toilet game. You know, I'm telling y'all, more and more people. The more we travel out the country, the more people are gonna be like, why, go America, but like, why am I here year round? You know what I mean? More and more people gonna start asking themselves, why we ain't got heated toilets? Richest country in the world. I gotta sit on a cold toilet. I live in Denver. These Colorado winters, you'll lay in bed and fart for hours. Am I lying? Them Montana winters. Wake up, stomach a little bubbly because you had too much chocolate the night before, but you not trying to get up and sit on that cold toilet seat. You will lay in bed for hours, just Dutch oven in the whole bed. Whole room on stank. I'm not getting up, sitting on that cold toilet. I pay too much in taxes to have a cold toilet. Okay, I'm getting I'm getting wrapped up. Cap said, "Oh, 150K. They're not getting a penny of it." I've been said, stop paying them. They're not gonna come for people. Is what I'm saying. Hey, Leslie, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate the love. Thank you, Leslie. Super Chat Squad, the business. Leslie RB coming through with the love. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Leslie. Thank you. Super Chat Squad in the building. Antoine, facts, man. I think more and more people, you said you're getting out of America for good, unless you have to come back and make some money. I mean, that's one thing America is definitely good for, is making money. They also good for taking it from you. But I think more and more people are going to do that, man. Like, bro, all it takes is one time going. Don't believe the lies they tell you about Mexico. And you know, like Mexico, there's plenty of other countries. Yes, I know some of y'all are wondering this, but you're scared to ask. Some of y'all are wondering this, say, I want to leave the country, but y'all scared to ask this. I'm real, so I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know. And I want to say before I say this, nobody's gonna take any offense that you ask this in your mind. It's okay. Yes, there are places you can go that are cheaper to live where there's predominantly white people. Yes, y'all was wondering. I'm not mad at y'all. Someone's like, hey, I want to live in another country, but I kind of want to be around my people. You know, no disrespect, but I kind of want to live around some white people. There's places outside America where it's cheaper and there's benefits and it's white people. I'm not mad at y'all for wanting to know that. Tim's going to give you the real. Just no one else will say that. It's not politically correct. But I get it. All y'all don't want to live in Asia or South America. Feel free to go to Georgia, Lithuania. I don't know the white people places, but I know they got them. Do your research. Do your research. I'm going to be in Asia, but you go where you want to go. Do your... Okay. Oh, we speaking truth today. We hitting them with the truth today. We hitting them with... I think I'm... What did I have to eat last night? I'm silly today. Rose, I don't think, like, the Great Reset, I really don't have a definition. And honestly, I don't know, like, until it happens, if anybody can have a definition. You know? Like, I feel like 50 years from now, they'll be like, oh, in 2025, the Great Reset happened. But, like, can we know what the Great Reset is until it happens? Because, like, before it happens, you could have 10 different definitions, and they all could be true. So, I really don't know. Aisha, I think if a recession happens, it won't be as big of an employees market as we see now, but I think the seeds have been sown. So I think that even if we have a recession and everybody went rushing back to work, as soon as the recession's over, you're going to see the same thing happen again, or a few years after. Like, I think the seeds, and I don't think we'll see everybody rushing back to work, but I think the seeds have been sown to where people are like, I'm not taking this for my entire career. The generations coming up now aren't taking it, period. You know what I mean? So, like, that's why I say, like, I think work has changed, because I think we rounded a corner that we're never going to go back. I don't think we're going to see 2012 work ever again. People just aren't going to go for it. So, yeah, the recession might send some people back to work, but I think the seeds have already been sown. Chiro says there's a bunch of broke doctors running around. I could believe it. I can believe it. Yeah, I heard Bulgaria is the move. Leslie said my student loans are gonna outlive me. Hey, yeah, Desert Coyote. I just picked up the Nomad Capitalist's book the other day. I'm reading up on that. Yeah, we back, Drew. We back in a good mood. James checking in. Malkia, what's up? Yeah, man, I'm telling y'all. More and more people are gonna be like, why am I doing this? Why am I? Told y'all the whole time I was in Thailand, I'm like, man, I've been trying to ball in the wrong country. I could have came over here and balled out way cheaper. Got more from the ballage instead of just being broke. Desert Coyote going to Cambodia? Okay. Yeah, man, I'm trying to go somewhere out the country again soon. I don't know if I'm gonna make it this year. Definitely next year. Definitely 2023. I'm trying to be out the country a large portion of 2023, especially the summer. When they start the election stuff going, I'm trying to be gone. Yeah. As Bobby says, Bobby's got it right. Being an American works a lot better for you outside of America. The place to be an American is outside of America. Facts. JBaby07 said there's these 2 black women on YouTube who are paying about $600 a month for a 2-bedroom, fully furnished in Thailand. It was nice. Facts. I'm telling y'all. We just need to get together a group and just rent a mansion somewhere. I think the move is to get some type of internet business started that you can do anywhere in the world, and then just, dip out the country, man. Airbnb it up, move around, like come back for a few months, handle business, do all the stuff you got to do, dip back out. Like, I got to get back on that. The point is, they giving y'all 10 grand. They giving y'all 10K to or taking away 10K from what you owe. Well, Sierra, yeah, that's why you only rent a mansion with people you trust, and you rent a mansion in another country where it's cheap. That mansion for $1,500 a month, even if they don't pay you, like, well, I can spring for another $700. I guarantee you, for what most of us are paying for rent right now, we could find a property outside the country triple the size somewhere. I guarantee it. Ain't making that exit plan, do it. By the way, when we say Georgia, folks, we mean the country of Georgia, not the state of Georgia. You got to say that. Some people don't. You say Georgia, they be trying to go to Valdosta. No. The country. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I said it once, to say it again. Oh, wait a second. Let me see what Aisha's saying. Aisha, you don't want the 10K? Oh, okay. Hey, respect. I'm sure there's a way to not accept it, or maybe not. They might just impose it on you. You will take this $10,000, these 10 stacks. They might just subtract it from your loan. Yeah, they might force it on you. You just. I mean, I'm sure if they just subtract it from your balance, you can call them up and be like, "Can you put that 10K back on my balance?" And they'd be like, "You know what? We can, but we're gonna have to give you a couple other 10Ks as well." You know how the government works. The government will be like, "Yeah, the only way to do that is if we also, it's gonna be a fee. We're gonna have to charge you a fee for giving you your debt back." A 5% redebtor fee, a 5% redebting fee, because of the paperwork involved in giving you your debt back. So you might as well just keep the debt, keep the money. Sierra, hey, that's why I say, said you're, a little scared to see what could happen in other places. That's why I say book a weekend somewhere, 4-day trip somewhere. Do your research. There's plenty of, and I know for a fact in Mexico, there's bad parts of Mexico and there's lots of good parts of Mexico, just like in America. Just book a weekend somewhere and try it out, then you'll know. But yeah, I think if you can make it in Detroit, that's the thing too. Like so many people live in very in dangerous places and you're just like used to it, but we have the fear of the unknown. So when the opportunity arises or someone talks about moving somewhere safer and cheaper, we're kind of nervous, but it's like you just got to try it out. You know? Dre, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Super Chat Squad in the building. I appreciate it. Dre says, why is the blue collar worker being taxed to pay his boss's loans? Unvoted taxes is theft. Here's my thing on that, Dre. And I touched on this earlier. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate the support. Thank you. They take our tax money and put it towards so much crap that doesn't help us at all. Like, why get all worked up and get our blood pressure up over something else? You know what I mean? If you break down where all our tax money goes, and I'm sure they got it online somewhere, there are so many places our money goes that does not benefit us at all. Why get worked up that another 0.1% of my tax money is going to pay somebody else's loans back? Why? It don't make no difference. Like if I wasn't paying for that, I'd be paying for something else. You know what I mean? So like that's the way I look at it. They take my tax money, they do what they want with it. I'm over worrying about where it goes because 90% of it goes places I don't want it to go. I'm just not going to get worked up. If you'll notice, there's always something to be worked up about when it comes to taxes. You ever notice this? I've been on this earth 42 years. I was born in the 70s. I'm getting up there. You see the gray hair. We've been here a while. My whole life, they've been bitching and moaning about taxes and where my tax money goes. I hope to live to see 80, 90. Okay, maybe 80. I hope to live to see my 80s. It's going to be the same. There will never be a time period where they're not talking about where your tax money goes. Don't fall into the trap. It's just, it's unimportant stress. There's never going to be a year where everybody's like, yes, we got the tax stuff right. And a lot of people, you know, I get the argument, taxation is theft. Unvoted taxation is theft. You still got to pay your taxes. Why get all worked up? You know what I mean? Like, if there's nothing you can do about it, why get worked up about it? That's my opinion. They're gonna do what they do. You know, why get worked up? Jason said the government's trying to expand the welfare state. Hey, Brian, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Said work under the table, pay minimal taxes. I do. For the people listening, that was Brian, not me. I pay my taxes. I'm just reading his Super Chat. Super Chat Squad. The man donated, so I'm reading it. I'm not advocating working under the table. I pay all my taxes. Y'all got my return. Just putting that out there to the people listening. Shout out to you, Brian. Appreciate that. We're talking about, Jason said they're trying to, expand the welfare state. Maybe. I think, me personally, I just think they're making certain moves to keep from crashing the economy. I personally don't think that they sit around trying to find, with every move they make, trying to find more ways to expand the welfare state. At the end of the day, from what I know of the economy, they need you working and spending money. If everybody's getting free money, no one's generating. There has to be some money generated that they can get from you. Someone has to be putting something into the economy other than the government. So that's why I don't think they just sit around how can we have everybody be on the payroll? I don't think that's why they haven't done. It would be easy. If they really wanted to do a welfare state, it would be easy to do. They could just institute UBI tomorrow. We'd all go for it. If it was hey, we're going to give everybody $10,000 every month, everybody would go for it. So obviously, I think that's not their agenda because it would be easy for them to do. So I think that a move like this one, I think they're doing because nobody's paying their student loans back, and you have to manage the non-repayment. You got to shift that money from the individuals to the government, or there's economic repercussions. Yeah, TG, that's what I'm saying. Like, you, I'm with you on that. You know, I'm with you on that. The people they need to be looking at and reining in, they can't. They can't do nothing with the corporations. It's too powerful. So they have to like manage us and our little money in debt. They can't do nothing with corporations. They can't. Why do you think they had to bail them out? They're running the show. So the only place they can kind of play around and move money around is with us. Y'all see. Y'all see. All right. Y'all see. I'll tell you, I got into like looking at the economy, and once again, I have a very basic understanding of the economy. But I understand enough to kind of like see, I think, what's going on. I got into looking at the economy 10 years ago or more when I got into like gold and silver, precious metals, which I still believe in. Just because of my lifestyle, I can't really invest in it like I would love to. But I started looking at the economy and like figuring, okay, this is what that is. That's what, and like if you do that, I'm telling you, if you take a month and like look into the economy, you'll get some of this stuff. You know, you can't learn, in my opinion, like how the economy works by listening to like politicians and, you know, Fox News and MSNBC. No, you got to like get on the YouTubes, get on the TikTok, and like don't look at stuff recommended to you. Look at stuff like that you have questions about. You know what I mean? If you just learn everything from the news, you're only going to know what they want you to know. Right? If all your info comes from the news, you're only going to know what they want you to know. You got to dig deeper on your own. Get on the YouTube. How does the economy actually work? And don't watch a friggin' a video about that from CNN Money. You know, go to like Meet Kevin or like an individual, you know, and just learn. Like, you'll start to understand how all this a little bit. Like stuff will start to make sense. These moves they make, you're like, oh, that's why they're doing that. Oh, that's not because they care. It's not because they care. In my opinion, you are sorely misguided if you think the government does anything because they care about you. They care about your vote a little. You or your vote. Do not think they care about you as an individual. Hold on, folks. I gotta. Ooh, that almost. Okay. When do I see the ship finally going down? I don't know. I think their plan is to keep the ship up afloat as long as possible. You know, their plan is obviously to keep this thing going as long as possible. Everybody's making a ton of money. The people at the top are making a ton of money. So their plan is to keep it going as long as possible. Like, they don't want the system now to change. The only reason they would change it if they're planning a great reset or something is because they see the ship going down and they're trying to manage the shipwreck. We're seeing a lot of management now. Damage control, trying to, the ship's sinking, but where can we sink it? Can we sink it on like a coral reef so the whole thing doesn't go down, and then we take the remnants of it and build a new ship? That's what's going on now. But yeah, they'd love for this system to keep going forever. Everybody's making a ton of money. So like, I don't think they have like an ulterior motive to knowingly like just ruin the economy and the system we have now. I just think they know that like it's going down, so they're trying to like, once again, government isn't dumb. They have some of the brightest minds looking into this stuff. When governments play dumb, it's for a reason. Oh, they'll stick a figurehead out there and say he or she's dumb and let them look dumb. There's a reason. Like, I don't. So yeah, I think they're just trying to, do what they always do. Make money, get power. That's the ultimate plan never changes. Money and power, The locks told y'all 20 years ago, money, power, respect. That's what government is. Like, do some people get into it to help people? Yeah. Can you ascend to the highest levels of the government doing that? No, you got to play the game. And the game is money and power. Like, Jen Hawk, what's up? Good to see you. And that's one of the things, too. Once you realize that, you don't have to get all worked up in politics and all this other stuff. Like, you get the game. People who understand the game do very well. But a lot of us, and because we're programmed to, are looking at the wrong stuff. We don't even understand the game we're born into. We don't even understand the game we've been born into. And you wonder why so many of us play it wrong. We don't even know the rule. Like, we don't even know. We think we're playing basketball. We're playing, Dutch football. Is that a thing? Dutch football? We don't even know the game because they don't teach us the game. They teach us just enough about the game so that, like, we play it in a manner that allows them to win. But once you start to, like, understand the game, then you're like, oh. They teach their kids the game, which is why you have generational wealth, because they get it. They know how to play. We don't. Only time they involve us in the game is stuff like this. Oh, the poor people aren't paying their student loans back. That could be a problem. We got to help them out. We made all the poor people stay home from their jobs, so we better give some stimulus checks to keep them spending money. The only time they involve us and give us something is like when there's an issue. They not out here doing this for us. You know what I mean? Like, once you realize that, hey, I take whatever they hand me, I take it. Whenever they give me a handout, I take it. And I try to use it properly. But, like, I have no illusions as to why I'm getting it. Greatest ever. Not going back to the office. Nice. I mean, Drew, yeah, you said people complain about the government but don't come up with alternative. What is the alternative? I think that, like, if you look back throughout history, back in caveman day, first, you know what I mean? The first caveman chief, there was people who didn't like him or didn't like her. Caveman or cavewoman chief. There was people who disagreed. You know what I mean? Like, there will always be leadership. There will always be government. And there will always be people who disagree with it. And these days, I think pretty much all of them governments are going to be, like, corrupt. Like, what's the alternative? You have to have a government. Humans will always make a government. Let me take that back. You don't have to have a government. Humans will always make a government. Always. We don't like to admit it, but we're like hierarchical. There's always be a hierarchy. There will always be a hierarchy. Always. There's never been a society that did not have a hierarchy. Now we're enlightened now, so we have republics and democracies, but we still have a leader. We have a democracy, but there's a president. We have a republic, but there's a, general. This is just what humans do. The alternatives is another type of government, another pecking order. Look at the French Revolution. Let's get rid of the monarchs. Let's bring in the revolutionaries. And they were just as bad, if not worse. Some things in life you just got to accept. Try to do the best you can to make, your area, your country the best it could be, but some things you just got to accept. You know what I mean? That's why I don't get all worked up about the government, Yeah, Crystal, somebody's got to rule over the plebs. This is the way it is. Most of us will not have power. Most of us are powerless. part of life on this planet, in this universe. In whatever respective country we're in, most of us will not have power. Everybody, the power is always going to be in the hands of a few. I've accepted it. I just enjoy my life. Yeah, but see, elected officials will never work for free because they make the laws. If I've got the laws and the military to back it up, I'm never going to work for free. You kidding me? TG, if the people came together, they could be powerful. The people will never come together consistently. The power is with the people when they come together. The people will never come together consistently. And when the people do come together, all they do is just change a few things and then go back and keep the old government, or they bring in a new government and give the power to them. So do we as a collective have power? Yes. Will we ever exercise that long term? No. It's just not the way. People got other stuff they're trying to do. So the majority of us will never have any power. And it's something that a lot of people don't want to admit. But go out here and try to get the people riled up to do something and see how long they stay riled up. We was all in the streets. Summer 2020? Y'all thought y'all had changed the whole world. What happened to all the stuff that was gained during those protests? Okay, y'all don't, okay. They're going to be back in the streets 2023. Good morning, Ricky. They're going to be back in the streets next summer. Ain't going to change nothing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know what's me. Yeah. I just like, because I don't have any skin in the game, I just try to speak the truth. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I just try to speak the truth. I don't have any skin in the game. It's a beautiful position to be in where, like, I just don't care. Like, I don't have a dog in the fight. So, like, I don't have to believe certain stuff because of my ideology. You know what I mean? No, I just see it how it is. Hey, Michelle, yeah, it's looking like they're gonna forgive 10 to 20,000 from the government loans. Yeah. It's looking that way. So I told you I was coming. I think this is a tip of the iceberg. If I owed the government student loans, I wouldn't be paying none of it back. Like, they're gonna keep freezing it. They're gonna waive the late fee. Watch, I'm telling you. They're gonna keep freezing and paying it back. Then when they unfreeze it, they'll be like, oh, but there's no late fees. What you owe is what you owe. And then they'll probably come out and be like, all right, we're going to forgive another 10 grand. I'm telling you, it's people aren't going to pay them anyway. People aren't going to pay them anyway. So you got to manage the non-repayment. And yeah, like T-Cop said, they're just transferring the debt. They're just moving money around. The debt over here is detrimental. If they tack it on to the trillions we already owe over here, nobody will notice. They're just moving money around. Chad, thank you, Super Chat Squad. I appreciate the love. Said the sun is going to explode at some point, and humans are still fighting each other instead of going to find a way off this planet. Hey, Chad. I mean, if you look grand scheme of things, yeah. But here's the thing too. Okay, we find a way off this planet. The next planet will explode too. So like, it's always the same game. My thing is, like, I'm going to be dead soon, and this existence for me 30, 40 years from now is going to be over if I'm blessed to live that long. That's way more immediate than, like, the sun exploding. So I'm like, why? You know what I mean? So I'm like, why worry? I look at it that way. Why worry about this? I'm going to be dead one day. Why worry and bicker? That's the way I look at it. I'm gonna be dead one day. Why worry and bicker? You know? Yes, Crystal, life is meant to be enjoyed. Facts. CP show, I don't think they'll ever do. If they do free college and university, it will lose its worth. A big part of college and university is the fact that like everybody can't go. That's the only thing that like gives it its appeal. Is the fact that like everybody can't go. So you get something for going. You know, if everybody could go to college and everybody could get the knowledge and understanding, like other places have free college, but like here, I'm talking about America, how we do things. I think if everybody could go to college and everybody could learn all this stuff, then the market would be inundated with, you know, it would just, for us, I don't know, the way it's set up here, I think if that day ever comes, the world, you know, it'll have to look a lot different. Like, yeah, that's something I don't think they'll institute for a while. Like, because you got a lot of people who spend a lot of money getting degrees who would be in an uproar if they just started letting everybody go to college for free, which is the way it should be though. Or it should be very cheap. I won't even say it should be free. It should be very cheap because there are people who make a living being college professors, things of that nature. But I think it should be cheaper. Yeah, trim the beard up a little. I'm thinking about getting rid of the mustache. Dim chords. I think the American dream existed definitely the 50s. Probably up until the 70s. I think the 80s was when things got a little weird. But yeah, I'll say 50s, 60s, 70s. I think the American dream existed. It was possible for one parent to work and you still be able to afford a decent house, automobile, take care of the kids, all that, one I think when the one parent household, like one parent income household went out the window, that's when the American dream went out the window. When it was like both of your parents have to work and you still might be broke. I think that's what, so yeah, I would say right up until like the 80s. Snow White, you said you paid on the loans for 5 years. After the 10K, you'll be at your original balance. Wow. Hey, well, it's something. Hold on, folks. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Oh, don't do that one. Trying to get this bot. It's not letting me do it. TG. If something happens that makes me incapacitated, well, I'm incapacitated. Once again, I've always said I try to make good financial decisions, but I don't sit around worrying, like worst case scenarios. If it happens, it happens. We'll figure it out, So, no, I don't have a backup plan for if I'm incapacitated. Nope. We'll just have to figure it out. Yeah, Drew, there were some good analogies people commented on my last video. I can't really think of any right now, but there were some in the comments. I'm with you too, Kara. Like certain degrees, yeah, I think should just be like, yeah, if you want to go to school and get a whatever degree that, doesn't really mean anything anybody can get, yeah, it should be free. Hey, Five Horizons. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much, Five Horizons. Thank you. I'm kind of behind in these comments. Monica the Minimalist. Yeah, back in the day, one parent could work. Other parent could, like, if they wanted to, and notice I'm saying parent, not specifying a gender. People jumped on me last time because they thought I did that. One parent could work, the other parent could stay home or work, but the one parent could take care of, everything. And that was a good like feeling, because it was like, okay, this parent is working. This other parent doesn't have to. But say something happened with this parent's job, the other parent knew that, like, okay, I could go work then. You know what I mean? Like, both my parents got college degrees. My mom didn't work. My dad was the sole breadwinner. But let's just say something had ever happened with my dad. My mom could went and get a job. So there was that, now with both parents working, if something happens with one of their jobs, they're screwed. But back then you had like that fallback position of, hey, blah, 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 or something happened with them, they couldn't work. The other parent was like, all right, I'll go work. You can stay home, take care of the kid, whatever. You know what I mean? So like, there's definitely, when we turned that corner, it was a game changer. Yeah, Five Horizons. I try to, and Thoreau is one of the people I look up to. But I try just to not be, I try to observe the game more than play the game. Like, I play the game of life, but like the political, social, economic, I don't even know if that fits right there, but it sounded good. That game I try not to be a part of. But like, I play the game of life, but like I'm way up here looking down. Most people are like zoomed in on their little country, their little area, their little whatever. I try to zoom back and like see all of it. You know what I mean? Like, because it's, you don't get all wrapped up when you do it that way. Where did this lady just come to? Yeah, that one parent been home, take care of the kids. Kids were raised a little better, I feel like, Real McCo, I think playing the game, like, I feel like some people understand the game and they play it to like their financial benefit, if that's what you're going for in life. So like, if you're like, hey, I want to be rich, and you understand the game and you can play it and get rich, it's beneficial to you. That's not really one of my motivations in life. So like, I don't like to play the game. But some people, I can't say it's totally pointless, because some people play it and get a lot out of it. At least financially. Hey, Jennifer, that's awesome. 4 days sober. Nice on that sober stallion. Let's go. Monique, thank you. Super Chat Squad, 444 said, working my dream position, watching Timothy Ward. Nice. Hey, that's a beautiful day. That's abundance right there. That's abundance. Shout out to you. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate the love, Super Chat Squad, and glad you're working your dream position. I love to hear that. That's amazing. Let's go. Christine just said Xanterra. Did I miss another comment? Shout out to Xanterra. Yeah, you could play in the streets back in the day, Christo. Yeah, you could play out there in the streets. But I mean, honestly, as much as I'm for physical activity and getting out in the streets and playing and all that, I can't totally demonize how the kids play now. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that middle-aged person who doesn't understand that like things evolve over the generations. So would it probably be physically better for our kids to be playing outside? Sure. But we've created a world where the kids sit inside and stare at screens all day. You know what I mean? That's just the world we live in now. So, and their generation as a collective, as a whole, will grow accordingly and live lives based on like that childhood, just like ours did. There's a lot of stuff our childhood, the generation before us was like, oh, back in the 30s, back in the 40s, we did so. My generation had to go through World War II. I was a kid during World War II. These kids got it easy. They play outside all day. We had to, shovel coal and sell bearer bonds, war bonds, There's always something. So like, I ain't mad at the kids for what they do now. You know, like it's just their generation. Christine, I worked for Delaware North in the Grand Canyon, and I've said pretty often, I didn't have the best experience. It was not Delaware North in any way. They gave me my own room. We did work a lot, but that really wasn't their fault. They just were understaffed. It was the actual Grand Canyon. The vibe there was off for me. Y'all notice I'm very sensitive to vibes, very sensitive to like energy. I think that's why I have a few friends who our energy works, and then everybody else I'm just kind of like, I think that's why it's easy for me to kind of like not rock with people, because if the energy's off, I'm done. But just the vibe at the Grand Canyon was not my type of vibe. But I definitely recommend going and trying it out. It is. I mean, it's the Grand Canyon. Yeah, SP. The kids are just playing the cards they've been dealt. You know what I mean? Like, as we all do. As we all do. That's why I just don't like people like looking down. These kids now, I'm like, the kids are living in a world we created. We built for them. We take certain actions, do certain things, and then when the kids, the next generation, have to live in the world we created, and they act a certain way because that's what the world dictates, we get mad at them. Didn't nobody tell us to come up with video game consoles and iPhones and the internet? Now that we did it, and that's all the kids want to do, we're mad at them? They're like, we ain't create none of this. It was already here. But they'll do it to the next generation. The metaverse will probably come to maturity right about the time the kids now are turning 40, middle age, and they're like, these kids nowadays, all they do is play in the metaverse. La, 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 la. You know what I mean? It's human nature. I worked for Xanterra at Yellowstone and loved it. I just got to put that in there. King, I understand your experience. Appreciate you sharing. I worked for Yellowstone, for Xanterra at Yellowstone, and loved it. Grand Canyon, but Yellowstone I loved. Christine, I was only there about a month, maybe. Yeah, I didn't like it. I got up out of there. Y'all know me. That's if I don't like something, I get up out of there. I don't be doing stuff. I don't be doing stuff I don't want to do for too long if I don't have to. So I mean, I wish like the vibe had been better. Like I had my own room. Rent was $35 a week. Like I wish, and it was year round. So like I wish I could have stayed there for a year. It's the Grand Canyon. Like I would have loved for it to have worked out. Because I would have like no bills. I would not be paying rent right now. I mean, I love my situation. Blessed to have my roommate. But like it would have been cool to be able to stay there. $35 a week? What was that, $140 a month for my own hotel room? I would have loved for that to work out. But it is what it is. You know, it was a good experience. You learn. You live, you learn, you grow, you learn, you chug, you learn. Little Alanis Morissette. I used to be in love with Alanis Morissette. When I was speaking of the 90s. I used to be like, that was the first person I was like, I'm never getting married, but I would marry Alanis Morissette. Yeah, you feel me, J Baby 07? Yeah, Alanis was different. Like we hadn't seen nothing like that. Jagged Little Pill? Now, y'all don't know. Jagged Little Pill hit hard. We never heard nothing like that. I don't know. I don't have to remind you. I'm not. That's how it sounded first time we heard it. So this woman yelling, but it was catchy. This woman is yelling. And then we found out she wrote the song about the dude from Full House or whatever. We like, what's going on here? We thought he was the nice one. He out here taking down these young Canadian girls? Yes! I mean, she was legal. We're not talking, My opinion on OF, let people get their coins. You know what I mean? I don't, you know what I mean? I don't judge anybody for like how they make their money, especially when it's legal. Even if it's illegal, do you. That's you. I don't mess around with illegal stuff. But yeah, like OF, like they ain't breaking no laws. Get your money. If people want to pay you to look at you, fine. They in the same game as me. You know, they make content, make money off of it. Same game as me. I can't be mad if someone does it differently than me. If I had a girlfriend and that's what she really wanted to do, I don't think I'd be mad at it. I dated strippers before. It don't bother me. It don't bother me. I think maybe because I spent so much time in like strip clubs when I was younger that like nudity does not bother me. My girlfriend being naked all over the internet would not bother me. It's her body. She can do what she wants. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I just don't, stuff like that doesn't bother me. Like, I don't care. Like, what? Okay. You know, yeah, if she was honest and loyal and beautiful, and all the other stuff I respect in a woman and would like in a partner, I don't think I'm gonna be like, well, she makes her money doing videos, because I do too. You know what I mean? We just, it's a recession. We trying to just get paid. Why is this truck rolling up on me? What are you looking at? Sorry. You see how mad I always get when people. That's the one thing that like drives me crazy. When people look at me, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this whole parking lot, you park by me and then look at me crazy when you drive off. Hang on, folks. 2 seconds. Well, I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. We back. Hobby. Yeah, when I was younger days, I spent a lot of time in the strip club. So I dated, stripper or two. It's not it's no, other than when you have to go like pick them up from work, which is a big flex. Because all the dudes have been ogling over them all night, see you walk out with her. That's a flex. But other than that, it's not really that much different than, dating anybody else, it's a job, I think some strippers are crazy, not all of them. As with any, you can't generalize any. That's like you like all lawyers are scummy. Not true. You know what I mean? So like some strippers are, and some are just regular men and women who that's just how they make their money. I have way crazier stories from like me going to the strip club than I have from the strippers I dated. Me being in the strip club used to get into some craziness. The strippers I dated, it was just normal relationship. Hey, Kenny, respect, like if that's your view on, someone who makes a living on OF, cool, like that's the beauty of life. Like we all can have our opinions and all be right / all be wrong. You know what I mean? So like, if it bothers people, I get it. It just wouldn't bother me. Like I really don't. I don't think there's a correlation between making your money that way and being like a skank. You know what I mean? Not to mention that we all know people who have very like conservative jobs and positions, men and women, who are total whores. So like there's no correlation between what you do to make your money and like whether you're a total, whether you're for the streets, in my opinion. I would want to see Bad Baby's receipts on that. Um, she says she made that much money. I think she just has a really good publicist. I don't think she made that much money. Just me. She might have. I want to see the receipts. Because her OF wasn't even that exciting. But then again, there is the perv factor. So maybe she did. But yeah. Little Two says she got a TikTok she for the streets. Hey. If my significant other cheated on me, would I leave them or forgive them, Aisha? It depends on the situation. Like, I refuse to have a hard and fast, if she cheats, she's out. I would definitely hope I would forgive her no matter what. Even if I was like, hey, this is over, but I would forgive her, I would like to think. But I refuse to have a hard and fast, like, if she cheats, it's over. Because, I mean, there's different circumstances. Like, I tell all my girlfriends this, because we have the conversation. I'm like, if I ever cheat on you, I will tell you. I hope I don't. And, I never want to again because I did in the past. But I always say, the next girl I get with, woman I get with, I will tell her. If I cheat, I will tell you. So if I haven't told you I cheated, I have not cheated. You can believe me or not, but that's the truth. You can call my exes up, they'll tell you. But like, but I also will tell them, like, if you cheat, I would expect you to tell me. And as someone who was a wild, crazy partier and a drunk, if my girlfriend goes out and she's partying and she's drinking and something happens one night, that's not a guarantee we're gonna get broke up. People get drunk, you get horny. There's hot people around, whatever. And it can't be happening every week. But like, we're together 2 years and she slips up one time. But like, you like plotting, texting, and FaceTiming a coworker for 6 months, and then y'all do it. That's different. Because now, you know what I mean? That's planned. But like not planned cheating, random, I don't know. It depends on the situation. It depends on like our relationship. 42-year-old Tim is a lot more wise in the way the world works than like 22-year-old Tim. So 42-year-old Tim might be like, yeah, I get it. You gonna do it again? You know what I mean? I might be more that line as opposed to like, if you cheat, it's over. Respect to the people who view it that way. Like, everybody's relationship's different. I'm just, once again, y'all know me. I don't be all hung up on like, I don't know. It would depend who it was too. If he was like way hotter than me, that might be a big issue. If she like cheated with some ugly dude, I might be like, yeah, whatever. Whatever. But she cheats with like somebody super hot, I'm like, I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm just being real. It depends on the situation. Carlos getting divorced, ready to make some cash, grind it out. Dang, your wife cheated with the principal? Oof. That's hard, Carlos. Sorry to hear that. Do I think it's cheating if someone's on an online dating app while they're still in a relationship? I don't know if I call it cheating, but it's like disloyal. You know what I mean? I think it's kind of scummy. Like, why are you on this dating app? We still together. I don't know if I call it cheating, but it might, it's kind of dishonest. Hey, Jennifer, thanks. I don't know if I can show my whole shirt, but yes, the Star Wars shirt. It's got like Asian writing at the bottom. I don't know what that says. It probably says idiot Americans will buy anything. But yeah. Hey, Nicotramas, forgive all debt. Let's go. Yeah, people, I always get in trouble. People very rarely agree with me on my stance on cheating. This does not bother me because I understand that we say a lot of things on the internet and then our actions map to something totally different. Why is my phone ringing? So I know half these people out here saying, oh, I never forgive a cheater. They cheat, they're gone, blah, 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 have forgiven a cheater, or they're dating a cheater right now. You know what I mean? Not saying y'all, but I'm just saying in general. I got other videos on cheating and all these people weighing in. And I'm like, half y'all with somebody who you low-key know is cheating right now, but you scared to say anything. That's what I'm saying. Like, I love how, you know, on the internet, we're all high and mighty and just like, oh, rah, rah. But behind closed doors, we cheating or the person we with cheating and we're accepting it. We're taking it. I know. That's why it don't bother me. I know what y'all doing. I know I know human nature. I know human nature. So it don't bother me when people don't agree because I know like what they do in these situations. I'm telling you, once you understand the game in like life, you don't have this stuff to work. I never let a man cheat on me. Your man is cheating now. He's cheating right now. Right now. He at the hotel right now. 12 o'clock on. Okay, moving on. I'm telling you, man. I just be honest. Yeah, a lot of people cheat on each other at the same time. They swapping cheating. Conservative hippie said, pay your loans. Sick of my hard-earned money going towards BS. People ain't paying the loans. Sorry. You know, I think those days have passed. The days of people getting a student loan and paying them have passed. People ain't paying their credit card debt. Let's talk about this. People aren't paying their credit card debt and they love their credit cards. You don't pay your credit card debt, they not letting you spend no more money on that card. People love their credit cards. People not paying that. You really think they're going to pay their student loans off where they're getting nothing they hate? They get nothing out of it? You get nothing out of paying off your student loan debts other than the peace of mind of paying off the debt. Right? What do I get if I got $40,000 in student loan debt and I pay it off? I get the peace of mind of paying it off. But most people are so in debt already that they don't even envision a day of being debt free. So like that's not, you know, that doesn't move them. That don't move the needle for me. If I got, you know, $700,000 left on my house, another $80,000 on my car, I got another $20,000 in student in a credit card debt. This little $20,000 over here in student loans, I don't care about. I pay that off. I'm still underwater. I don't care. Nobody's paying their student loans back. So they got to manage the missed payment. Yes, now I know like some people like Chad are paying theirs. Yes. There's a minority of people paying them. People ain't doing it. You know? And yeah, it's personal. I get, Brandon, it's personal responsibility. Let's not act like we live in a very accountable society, though. Like for someone like me, someone like you, who that means something, it means something. There's a lot of things I might want to do in life. I don't do it because I think it's wrong. I try to pay my bills, personal accountability. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. A lot of people don't live that way. A lot of people try to get out of anything. I don't care what I said. I don't want to do it now. You know, but a lot of people just want to get out of you know what I mean? So like that don't resonate with a lot of people. You're not going to get people to pay student loans back because you're like, you agreed to it, you should do it. They're like, but I don't want to do it. And a lot of people ain't got the money to do it, you know? If we was getting cost of living increases and things like that, I might be more inclined to be like, pay it back. You know? Link, thank you. Super Chat Squad said 3 cheers and 100 beers to all. I'll take the cheers. I ain't gonna take the beers, but Link, I appreciate that. Super Chat Squad, thank you. Yeah, I don't think the government's gonna ever go after anybody for student loans again. They can start the ball rolling now. And now everybody's gonna want, to get a piece of that ball. Hey, I owe this much. I have this type of loan. Can you waive this? Can you waive that? Ricky said, any advice for saving money? Saving money, I feel like is a hard one to give advice on because it's so simple. And give me a second, I'll get back to that. I want to acknowledge Chad. Thank you, Chad. Super Chat Squad. Thank you so much, Chad. I really appreciate the support. Definitely helps to keep the motivation going to do the stream. Thank you so much, Chad. And speaking of help, if you'd like to help your boy out, if you want to hit that like button, that would definitely help. Thank you. Yeah, saving money is hard to give advice on, Ricky, because like Super Chat Squad. Thank you, Chad. It's kind of like advice on eating healthy. I mean, you just eat better stuff. So like saving money is not hard to do. Like the concept is so simple. It's hard to give advice on it because like, just don't spend your money, just put it in a savings account. Like, you mean like, what do you say? I don't know. So maybe some people who are better at this could have some advice for that, but I'm just like, when you get paid, pay your bills, buy gas, groceries, whatever's left over, take half of that, put it in a savings account. You know what I mean? Like so yeah. Most people I don't think would go back to the Amish way of life. We don't know how, Link. I think a lot of people would love to go back to a simpler life. We just don't know how. Me included. Like, I don't know how. Only me. Thank you. I'll tell you, only me, man. I'm telling you, I pay attention to this stuff. Like I said, I have a lot of free time to sit around and read up on a lot of this stuff, but I saw this coming. I said it was coming. And this ain't the end of it. Once they start, like, it's not a one-time thing. Like, Ricky, yeah, I've seen the Minimalist documentary. Yeah. I actually almost got on their podcast, but I got sick. The Minimalist podcast, the guys who what is it? I've forgotten their names now. Joshua Fields Milbourne and Ryan Nicodemus. I almost was on their podcast, but I got sick when I was out in LA, so I couldn't do it. But yeah, shout out to them. Yes, Sierra, live below your means. I think that's the problem a lot of us run into, is we don't have no money to save. So currently, I think the advice comes in on, like how to have more money left over after you pay the bills and, eat. That's where a lot of us run into trouble, because like we're taught, as soon as you make this much money, you start having this many bills. When you get a raise, you get more bills. We're constantly just trying to, we spend the average person spends as much money as they are allowed to spend. So like the average person spends their whole paycheck and then whatever credit they can get. What you're supposed to do is spend less. The average person makes this much, spends this much. What you're supposed to do is make this much and spend this much. And then that extra you can save. The savings is right in here, but we're up here. It's not entirely our fault because no one ever taught us. Jennifer, thank you. Says sobriety saves money. True. I got way more money these days now that I'm sober. Because sobriety like saves you money from actually like buying the alcohol, from going out to clubs and bars, from getting drunk and spending money on stupid stuff, from getting your car out of tow, from having to bail yourself out of prison or pay fines, not prison, from like paying bail yourself out of jail or paying fines or fixing. There's so many things that happens when you're drunk that when you're not drinking, you don't have to spend money on. The actual product is just a small part of it, you know? Thank you so much, Jennifer. Where was there's somewhere? Link said, if God chose you to heal millions through your walk of life right now, what would you say to this? Hey, man, I go where I'm sent, you know? If the source tells me that, like, hey, this is what you need to be doing, and I get the message, well, let's do it, you know? Why not? I ain't doing nothing else. What do I do? Deborah, that's another thing. Yeah, we it's almost like we understand. You said crazy how people have no problem with businesses getting millions of dollars in PPP loans forgiving, but are angry about student loan forgiveness. Yeah, we've just kind of embraced the fact that, like, there's nothing we can do with the corporations. Actually, there's still a lot of people who think corporations are the best things since sliced bread. We gotta have these corporations. So yeah, we just give them a pass. But when they move money around for the regular people, we get all up in arms. Like, I don't want to pay for that. We still paying on the bailouts from 2008 for these corporations, and they're putting up record profits. We're paying that money back, not them. Like, that's why I don't get worked up over this stuff. Like, yeah, once you see it. Yeah, that's true, Nitra. We live in a society that does better. The economy does better when people aren't educated on money, which is crazy. That's why you know eventually that it's not sustainable. That's why this current economic model is not sustainable, because it works best when people make bad money decisions. If it worked best when people made good money decisions, it could be sustainable. Because when people were benefiting themselves, they were benefiting the system, it could go on perpetually. But it works best when we make bad money decisions. That can't go on forever, because eventually you get to a point where people are making such bad money decisions that, like, they can't live anymore. They can't make it anymore. And so they have to start switching up, and then the system, which we're seeing now, people have to start switching it up, and then the system starts to screw up. And they have to start doing things like forgiving student loans, stimulus, all this other stuff they're going to start doing. JR, I'm curious to see if colleges try to raise their rates. There's like a car, like literally, like I'm in a parking spot. The car is like in the middle of the road. You're about to see it. Oh, you can't see it. He was like literally in the middle of the road, just stopped. I don't think, just my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't think colleges are going to be able to raise their rates, because I don't think people are going to go for higher rates. I think there's too many people, because they haven't repaid all of it, only 10 grand. You know, or that's what the plan is, 10 to 20. So I think there's still enough people who are still heavily in debt, or know, like the coming generations have seen and heard about, you know, the credit card debt. Excuse me, student loan debt. So I don't think anybody's going to go for rate. No one out here thinks college is a good buy right now. Nobody. There might be people who's like, I'll go for it, but I don't think anybody's like, ooh, college is a steal. So I don't think they can raise rates, because people won't go for it. Nobody's going for it. Parents aren't going for it for kids. The kids definitely ain't going. These young kids now, they ain't going for this. They want to be TikTok millionaires. They don't care about going to freaking Harvard. These kids want to make slime and stuff. You know what I mean? They try to be all like. So I don't think colleges can raise their prices. I don't think so. Hold on. So hold on, folks. I gotta reposition my. There we go. Link, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Appreciate the love, Link. Oh, we got another one. Kenny Sa. So my little brother got supercharged unemployment during the pandemic, partying, went on vacation. Now he's getting his student loans forgiven. The government's saying a bad precedent for young people. Hey, Kitty, shout out to little bro, man. Living his best life. We out here. Party, went on vacay. Now he got to pay his student loans back. Hey, some people. I ain't mad at you, little bro. Do you, bro? Do you, bro? You mean like? Here's my thing. I think the system we came up in was a bad precedent too. You know, if that's a bad precedent, you're setting the precedent of like, hey, we're gonna give you free money, you can do whatever you want. I think it's just a bad precedent to be like, oh, you gotta like go to college and get this degree and slave for the man your whole life. You know, you know what I mean? Like over here, like we couldn't get ahead. A lot of people can't get ahead. Over here, these kids is out here ahead with this free money. You know, I don't think either one. You know what I mean? Like, is one better than the other? You know, that's the way I look at it. Like it wasn't like it was much better in the past. Getting, you know, tens of thousands of dollars of debt and go slave for the man your whole life, but you're responsible. Over here, yeah, maybe they're a little less responsible, but at least they going on vacations and partying. And then they get the rude awakening. A lot of people got the rude awakening, didn't get to do nothing. I ain't mad at it. You know, I'm always going to come down on the side of the partier and do what you want. If you're willing to pay the consequences when they come, do what you want. You know, have fun. Shout out to Lil Bro. Hey, I appreciate the love. Thank you, Kitty. Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Appreciate you sharing that. Thank you. Yeah, like Allie, I know we like with our tax money are paying back the bailout stuff. The corporations aren't paying it. That's what I said. The corporations aren't paying back. A lot of them aren't paying back the bailouts. We're footing a lot of that bill. That's what I'm saying. We as a people are footing that bill. And nobody talks about that. But when it's like, oh, you know, some of our tax money is going to have to go to pay for people's student loans, it's a problem. Why we don't have a problem with paying back that money from them? Ricky, I spend a ton of my money on experiences. I'm a big believer in less stuff, more experiences, you know? You know, that Balenciaga bag. Do they make bags? Or shirt or whatever. Might be cool to buy because you're in a mood, but like, what is it teaching you about life? You know, experiences teach you about life. And I think that's the point in life, is to experience it. Brandon, like you said, thinking about making more money seems like the volatile way in comparison to living a frugal lifestyle. We live in a society where like you're gonna have to have some money. So I think the two in conjunction with each other is a good model. Make more money, spend less. And then I think as you get like a more frugal lifestyle, the amount you need to make can come down. You know, but like in the beginning, if you're just living a regular lifestyle like everybody else, where, you know, you might need to make more so you can pay down a lot of debt. And then start living frugally, and then the amount you need to make can come down. You know, but if you're trying to get your savings up and you're trying to get out of debt, well, then I think the two work in conjunction with each other. And then you can kind of make some changes. There's definitely some value to making mistakes, Ricky. Definitely. It's not letting me get this. There we go. Definitely some value to making mistakes. That's why I say we shouldn't be afraid to like try stuff in life. If it don't work out, you learn something. If it does, it worked out. Alex, I think that's something else that people don't realize, is that like you know every currency has gone to zero eventually. Like all of our economic systems eventually like fail. You know, and once you realize that, that's another reason not to get all worked up. It's what happens. People get greedy. Yeah, no system is perfect because humans are imperfect. We get greedy. We want more money. We want more power. You know what I mean? Like, and we screw stuff up. Like, it's what we do. That's why I don't get mad about it. This is what we do. I'm gonna get worked up when humans do what humans do. Look back at history and all the stuff people got worked up over. It's the same stuff we get worked up over now. I'm not gonna stroke out and die early about this stuff that is life. It's what we do. I don't know why. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier, Alex. No matter what you do or what you vote on or who you vote in office, you still got to pay taxes, and they probably not going down. So, like, once you accept that, that's why I don't ever get worked up about taxes. I gotta pay them. Don't want to pay them? No, but I pay them. I don't want no trouble with the IRS. I pay my taxes, and I appreciate the stuff I get from my tax money that I do like. I'm glad that there's police and fire and roads and all this other stuff. I'm glad I can drive from one end of the country to the other on interstates. Tax money paid for that. Granted, it was like my grandfather's tax money. Anyway, but you know what I mean? So like I just accept that I'm gonna have to pay taxes and I get over it. Link, I have definitely not done a water test, and I'll be the first to tell you I'm never gonna do a water test. It's not that deep with me, but I appreciate the question. What I do for fun, Sierra, this. I love creating content. I like hike, hang out with my friends, you know, watch my shows, read. Why or is it everybody got to work? The parents, the kids, the pet fish. L7, you got 183,000. Oh, okay. I mean, hey, that 10 is a start. Your car loan identifies as a student loan. Nice. Like, let me just say real quick. I all those I identify jokes are funny to me, while at the same time I'm not poking fun. I'm definitely not on the train of poking fun at like people who identify as different genders. Let me just say that. I'm all for the people who identify as different genders, things of that nature. I'm ready for gender to disappear. So while I may laugh at a joke like that, it doesn't mean I'm poking fun at people who are identifying as different genders than what maybe people think they are, the body they were born in. Let me just put that out there, because y'all know I'm all for my transgender people. I'm all for my gender fluid people. I'm all for the thems and the theys, the non-binary. I'm all for all of that. But when someone says my Carlo identifies as student, that's funny. It's funny. Oh, squarehead. I totally agree. If you look back at ancient Rome, if you want to know what's going to happen, look at history. Say this all the time. If you want to know what's going to happen in the future, look at the past. We just keep doing the same stuff over and over again. We never learn. The reason why we can't learn as humans is because all this stuff is human nature. Keep trying to get this across to people. The stuff we're doing is human nature. The greed and the war and the robbing and the killing and all this other stuff, we've been doing it since the beginning of time because it's in our very DNA. There will be a large percentage of us who don't like this type of stuff, but there will be a large percentage who do. We keep doing the same stuff. It's the same game over and over again. Go look at ancient Rome and you will be able to see what's going to happen to future empires, like what happened with Britain. like what's happening with America, like what will happen with China after it gets its dominance, and then 100 years and 200 years later, it starts to fall. It's all the same game. We don't change. We think we do for some reason, because now we have the internet and iPhones. But our very core, our very DNA, we just use the new technology to do the same stuff differently. And we think the world is different. I don't know why. I wish we did. I wish we were growing as humans and we could get to a place where, like, we put all this stuff behind us. We don't. There will be people that argue with you that we're less warlike, even though there's always war going on in the world somewhere and we have nuclear weapons. People argue that we're less warlike. Never been a day without war in recorded history. Still holds true. And now we have the means to kill each other 100 times over. How are we less warlike? I don't know. I just see life for what it is. Hold on, man, I got it. My suction cup's getting weird. Rome 2.0. Sounds like a video game. Alvin, I don't really get into politics. So yeah, I never answer questions based on like a specific candidate. I don't, you know. Ricky, I had a decaf this morning. Yeah. When people say there's less war now overall than historically, I wonder sometimes if you have to factor in our weapons of war. Like, war is probably quicker now with guns than with swords. You know what I mean? I wonder if we factor that in. I think it's the same level of conflict. It's just, with different implements, maybe the timing is a little different. But there still has not been a day without war in recorded history. Definitely not recently. Like, I don't think, we. Silva, yes, I definitely think it's feasible to live, traveling, staying in Airbnbs if you have a remote job. Totally. Link, if the aliens came down and took all our weapons, we would just kill each other with our bare hands. Like, they'd have to take everything. Anything could be turned into a weapon. The aliens came down, took all our weapons, we would just fight with forks and knives. Like, we started out with no weapons, right? Our ancestors didn't have weapons. They had to fashion them and form them. So, like, if the aliens took the weapons, we would just turn something else into a weapon, Or we use our bare hands. Dimcourt, I have not visited all 50 states. No. Christina, thank you. Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. I appreciate the love. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Appreciate the love. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. Times are different. There will be no more empires. All empires are currently failing. I think there'll always be empires, in my opinion. I think there will always be, just like there'll always be government, there'll always be empire. Like, there will always be bigger governments. There's always going to be a ton of governments on the planet, and there will always some that will be more powerful that will join and have empires. Yeah, I don't think I think that's human nature too. I could be wrong, but I just don't see that changing. Kiana, yeah, I'm still in Denver. Yes. YRN is going to be like Ready Player One. Hey, I'm ready for the metaverse, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for the metaverse. I want to see it be interesting. Alvin, yeah, I'm leasing an apartment. Yes, I got a year lease. Your standard 12-month lease, which is a long time to be paying rent when you're not used to paying it like that. It's all good though. Blessed to have the apartment. Javi got the cash on hand info today. That's COH info on hand. What do I want for lunch today? I'm trying to figure out what I want for lunch today. It becomes more and more a chore figuring out what I want to eat. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we just hit 2 hours, so I think I'm going to hop off. This was a great stream. Thank y'all for being a part of it. Really means a lot to me. Big shout out to the thumbs uppers. Big shout out to the Super Chat squad. I thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. Appreciate the love of financial nature. I don't think I'm gonna have Chinese food, Aisha. I had a bunch of that last week. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful day. I might come back tonight and do like a evening stream. I don't know. I'm feeling maybe a 2 for today. Anyway, thank y'all so much. I love each and every one of y'all. Talk to y'all later.